sessions will about forecasting needs, identifying workforce gaps, and even mapping capabilities. Managing so in the same way, organization behavior gives meaning to these decisions by helping us understand how people, teams, and leadership and culture interact so that analytics will not remain as numbers alone, but will become the basis for sound, humane, and strategic action in all educational organizations. And as part of today's activity, Group 2 will not only present their topic, but will also proceed to the applied phases of the task. So in phase 2, they will engage in the what we so called in basket exercises, where they are expected to prioritize issue, analyze situation, and even respond as educational leaders under pressure. And in phase 4, they will defend their what is called decisions and processes through board interview simulations, and also demonstrating executive presence, clarity of judgment, and a professional reflection. So these activities are really important because they allow us to see how strategic workforce planning, even analytics, are translated from policy and planning into the real education and leadership practice. So with that, let us listen with attention and also engage with insight and learn with scholarly openness. So group 2, the virtual floor is now yours. Go ahead, group 2.
Good day, everyone. Now, yesterday, the first group tackled review, and it's how we will practice this in our field. Now, our presentations will start on the concept paper that focus on the present issue of one of the schools in Sarangani province, which is the teacher workload, and how it directly affects the quality of education we deliver or they deliver. At Quebec Integrated School, increasing teaching hours, multiple ancillary assignments, and limited administrative support have created significant strain on our teachers, ultimately impacting learning outcomes. So this concept paper presents a strategic and data-driven approach to addressing these challenges through workforce planning and process optimization. Of course, by aligning our people, system resources, and initiatives that aims to create a more balanced workload, empower teachers, and improve overall school performance, which ultimately this is about ensuring that our teachers can focus on what matters most, which is to deliver quality education to the students. These challenges faced by the teachers are not actually isolated, but are deeply rooted in the existing system constraints within our Department of Education. School operates with limited administrative and registrar responsibilities and support, leaving teachers to absorb some of non-teaching responsibilities. At the same time, documentation demands which further intensify the expectation by more instructional focus, and of course by the Department organization side, is the people and paper, which is rationalizing the workload to better align resources hours to actual teaching and
Ay
empower
sulod ha kay
selective
amigas.
ancillary or teaching
Akan.
projects. So in this one, a strategic workforce planning and analytics is presented as practical solutions, data, or use data-driven uh, decision to better align staffing, streamline processes, and ensure that human resources are utilized efficiently to support both teacher well-being and, of course, improve learning outcomes. So the objectives of this project are first to develop strategic workforce, utilize workforce and analytics for data-driven decision making, identify and addressing workforce gaps and teaching and non-teaching personnel, reduce teachers' workload to improve task distribution, and strengthen workforce capability through targeted learning and development. And lastly, to improve instructional time and overall school performance and discipline. So, of course, the scope of and coverage of this initiative highlights how the Quebec Integrated School supports students, our teaching, our non-teaching personnel through strategic workforce analytics process. It emphasizes a key focus areas, structured approaches, and expected outcomes that aim to achieve a balanced, efficient, and future-ready school workforce. So these are the components of the project, which is to focus on the supply demand balancing, workforce gap analysis, scenario planning, capability mapping, and workforce cost analysis. Now, our workforce situational analysis focus on the understanding the current workers' challenge of the school. So, the key issues here are teacher workload overload, which has 6 to 8 hours teaching, plus meron pang 2 to 4 hours of assignment very little support. May notable designation on my end, on your end, how do you feel about it? So this is the what we call additional roles that leads to significant workplace challenges. So now the action plan that concentrate to the worst data, which is the DPIS, also from the PMS, the plantilla, and of course to identify the staffing shortages and the specialization gaps of the teachers. To assess also the workload and distribution of the teachers. And through this, develop integrated schools will aim to, of course, the balance workloads, improve productivity, better learning outcomes, and of course, a stronger and future-ready school workforce. Now, this is the scenario planning that we often use to present our clinical scenarios. We have these assumptions, no? We have additional non-teaching criteria, which is to be approved, of course, and full implementation of digital system and the LNP programs. Of course, we will also seek support from the LGU for job order personnel. The projection, we are expecting to have 20 to 30% reduction of ancillary workload, increase instructional time, and improve PBMS, that's PMS, performance ratings of the teachers, which will imply that there will be significant gains in literacy, numeracy, and completion rates of our teachers. So these are our implementation strategies. No? We will conduct, of course, workforce data analysis using DBIS and the PMS and criteria, develop staffing, forecasting, and projections, implement scenario-based planning, strengthen partnerships with the LGU, utilize digital tools for reporting and monitoring, and of course, provide continuous learning and development programs to our teachers. Now, now our productivity reforms are focused on the protected teaching time policy, which has we have these key actions, the limit ancillary assignments, centralized reporting under non-teaching personnel, and digitize the reporting systems. So our expected output, more focused teaching, reduce teacher burnout, and improve happiness indicators. Now, supporting strategies also includes the established policy guidelines on protected teaching time and workload limits, reassign tasks and responsibilities based on assignment, and invest in, of course, in digital capability building for automation. Of course, hindi mawawala ang regular monitoring and feedback to ensure the compliance and effectiveness of this project. Now, this is our dashboard targets for 5 years. It will start this year. So our indicator is that our baseline, we have negative 60% transactional time because nga of too much workload and multiple roles that the teachers are experiencing in the Kibab integrated school. Now we are our target is to increase it by 80% yung instructional time nila, and our data resource will be high on task logs. Ancillary load is high, so we need to reduce it by 30% based on the teacher survey. The proficient teachers are based on their best result, 70%, and we are expecting that by 2031, makatarget natin 100% of the teachers are proficient. Learner achievement is below the target lines. We are expected to target an increase of 30% based on the KPA, NAT, RFA, and ACADIA result. And the non-teaching ratio, for now, it's 1 is to 20, workforce analytic report, workers' staff analytical report, policy recommendation, and implementation review. Our expected outcomes improve instructional quality, of course, reduce teacher workload burnout, and increase efficiency in school operation. Enhance data-driven decision making and improve learner performance. Monitoring and evaluation, we have the regular monitoring workforce data review on ERS and performance, tracking instructional time versus auxiliary workloads, and the evaluation of progress against a dashboard targets. Stakeholder feedback mechanism. Now, our budget requirements is upon the training and capability building of our teachers, and non-teaching staff, of course, digital tools and systems procurement, planning our workshops, and administrative and operational expenses. Now for this one, the increasing balance between the teaching responsibility and ancillary work. Will be limited by the teaching support, of course. The analysis that we shows that the administrative demand reduces instructional time, ultimately affecting the quality of teaching of our learners. So moving forward, we are increasing our mandate as a leader
Sa langit.
that we have to advocate for the operational and teaching managerial position, strengthening partnership with the LGU for workforce support, and institutional support load education areas and policies, and continuously utilize workforce data for
Yeah,
informed
yeah,
decision.
yeah.
So that is for our presentation of our concept report for at least a year. Now, this time we are now proceeding to the stage one, which is the written examination of this module. So again, welcome to the phase one written examination. We are now about to take the important step, no, of this module. The first simulation of this module. So please, you will be examined, no, through this covering, key components, which is the error recognition, the reading comprehension, the data interpretation, logical reasoning, information on general knowledge, and essay writing. So it also evaluates your leadership competence such as strategic and creative thinking and leading change and building collaborative relationship, managing performance, and integrity and professionalism. So my instruction is this. All of you, participants are required to use the chat box. We have here Ma'am Haniru to help us in the technical issues or technical support as our technical support to answer each question. So each item will be answered in 10 seconds only. So as Ma'am Arlita said, syempre sa Sudor ni wala itong Gcash siya, pero for the sake of to make our webinar more engaging, we will opted na magbigay po ng Gcash reward for those who can answer correctly each item. 20 pesos.